Hello YouTube, DonTheCrown here, and we just beat Supreme Showdown 20, which means I can afford to splurge on something I typically don't buy during the season, mostly because it doesn't really help me beat Supreme Showdown 20. We have a lot of currency right now, so we bought some Blueprints of Eternity. These are basically going for about 5,500 FE a pop. This gives you the Eternity Belt. I actually haven't had one of these in this season since like my very first season. So this is pretty cool. And when you buy these blueprints, they're basically like a piece of the puzzle. I believe all I have to do is right click here and we get an Eternity. Now Eternity is the like ultimate level of gear here. So ultimate legendary gear, and it is red. And so that's how you progress this part of your path of progression. But we're going to identify this here and hope to get some okay rolls. As we can see here, we get 42. That's kind of low. 48%. 14. That's a little low. 35%. We don't care about this number at all. 18%. This is also okay. But pretty much the idea behind this is that when you kill enemies, you get all of these different buffs. So you get like increased attack and cast speed, which we don't necessarily care about because we're pretty much attack speed capped at 30 attacks a second. We have a lot of crit already. We get a lot of movement speed and skill area. This is capped as well, but that is pretty helpful as well. We get a ton of defenses, which we don't care about either. We also get skill duration, skill cooldown. That doesn't really matter for us all that much either. We keep our skills up already for the most part. But it's this last part here where we get additional attack damage, additional damage basically, and physique. So this stacks up to 10 times, and each one of these multiplies. So it's more than 100% damage increase. So this can kind of like let you go and do some mechanics and stuff that might be a little bit more difficult, especially in deep space. Because if you're using some of the deep space probes, the damage cap is actually higher than 15 trillion. Because you look at like this, for example, all enemies take half damage, and there's no way to penetrate that resistance. So that means you need about 30 trillion DPS in order to run like damage cap with this particular probe going. So having belts like Eternity does help out pretty badly with that, or pretty well with that. And you can pretty much get Eternity as a random lucky drop. We dropped a blueprint earlier this season, which was pretty cool out of the season mechanic. Didn't triple, but you know, that's kind of how it goes. And yeah, we can also go and blend this belt as well. We have enough currency to do that, so I'm gonna go put no loose ends on this bad boy, and we can go take it for a stroll. I do need no loose ends because if I don't have it, I don't have the ability to activate my stuff. So let's see here, no loose ends. I need 2 Stygian Bezoines. Ooh, these are expensive right now. I might actually be able to afford this. Okay, just barely. Get out there, chat, and do some send some shipments, I guess, and Sandlord, please. These are way up in price right now. Alright, so we're gonna slap no loose ends on there. I mean, I kind of wish that they would buff Sandlord because yeah, it was a really fun season. And let's just go run a regular map. We'll see how crazy this goes. Okay, any command, whatever, let's replicate. Go, go, go. So we're getting all these buffs up the top of there. I'm like stuck on a wall. Oh, nice. I'm going to be working on getting the loot filter to work in EU, by the way. I know like right now that we're having some issues with getting it to work in EU because XD doesn't really want us to be putting our filters across servers, which is kind of a little unfortunate. Just Chinese regulations, I think. But damn, look how big those spikes are. That's actually crazy. Ooh, we should put jump on here as well. I've increased area. I was doing that for Supreme Showdown. It was pretty effective to help me just have a more uptime of damage. And oh my gosh, it kind of goes crazy. The cool thing is I'm pretty sure that each of these guards counts as an elite, so that gives us like lots of buffs for killing them. I'm stuck on a tree. It's like a huge snowflake. Yeah, pretty fun belt. This will definitely be very helpful for doing deep space vaults, and generally, like if you just like want to have like a really blasty fun time. Yeah, it looks pretty great. I think you can even see like the frames actually are starting to break here as we get too many stacks. But yeah, hopefully this video kind of like showed you a little bit of like what some of the end game gear kind of looks like in the game. And yeah, pretty hyped. I'll be putting out the video for the Supreme Showdown stuff and probably do a final like wrap up of the build. But it was pretty relatively easy outside of the bomb. We were like face tanking almost everything. It's a little bit of a frustrating fight though. So yeah, see you soon.